Welcome to Hate to Wait, where two lifelong dieters talk about their current struggles with weight loss. Diets, we've tried them all. We are not doctors. We don't play them on TV or on this podcast. Join our journey because we're all in this together.
Emily, I have had a week. I have not been able, I couldn't wait to come on here and tell you about it.
I can't wait to hear it, John. Lay it on me.
So as we pressed stop last week, I told you that I had been up recording with Lisa and Sam. I was tired and I planned a nap. A nap was in my future. Mm-hmm. So my cousin... The Jimmy. Oh, do you still have the Jimmy? Do I still have the Jimmy on it? I don't know. I don't have that on this board. I'll have to bring the Jimmy one back. Anyhow, my cousin, the Jimmy, he says, hey, listen, I'm going up to our other cousin, Greg, who has a barbecue truck, and he makes amazing barbecue. I even think I talked about this on last week's episode.
Oh, yeah. You were talking about the barbecue.
The brisket and all that. Yes.
Oh, now I'm so mad you didn't tell me it was the Jimmy because I love that drop. Yeah. Oh. You guys, John's drops, by the way, amazing in podcasts. If you've listened to John on podcasts, he makes these drops, those little sound bites you hear, and they're so funny. So the Jimmy one is one of my favorites. I hope you bring it back somehow.
I will. I'll have it in here next week just in case we need it. So anyhow, he calls me, he says, I'm on my way up. I said, okay. So I called my cousin Gray. I put in my order. I sent him my credit card information. It's all paid for. The Jimmy's going to pick it up and he's going to drop it off. I thought we had a great show last week. It was an amazing show. I felt really good about the episode. Get done. Did a couple things in around the house. Jimmy says, I'm on my way up. I said, okay. When we get done, when we go to record, I turn the ringer off on my phone and I turn all the notifications off on my computer. So nobody can notify me because we don't want any of that coming into the recording. One of the things I didn't do when I got off of recording, I did not turn the ringer back on my phone. I turned the fan on. I jumped in the bed. I snuggled under the covers and I went to sleep. Jimmy comes back with the order. He knocks on the door. He tries to call me. I don't answer. He puts the stuff on the back deck. He leaves. He goes to do something. He comes back by and he notices that 2 hours later, the order's still on the back deck. So he's like, well, that's not like John. There's barbecue on the back deck. Why didn't he pick it up? So now he tries to call me again. He can't get a hold of me. He tries to call me again. He can't get a hold of me. Knocks on the back door. I don't come. He says to his brother, who owns the garage behind us, you better bring up the key. I think John's dead.
Jesus.
So then the Jimmy gets in his truck and leaves. I think because he didn't want to find me dead. So Mike comes back, gets the key, comes up, knocks on the back door, pounds on the back door. John. Nothing. Opens up the door. Walks into the house. Johnny! Walking through the house. He comes in. My leg is sticking out under the covers. I got the covers over my head because I can't sleep in the light. So I throw the covers over my head for darkness.
Oh, no.
I haven't even stirred. He's like, John. Now he's on the phone with the Jimmy. And he's like, he's dead. With that, he grabs my leg to shake me. And with that, I spring up. I go, what? And he goes, oh, Jesus Christ, he's alive. He goes, what's going on? I said, well, I don't know. I was taking a nap. What time? I go, not what time is it? What day is it? What day is it? That's how sound asleep I was. I was in some kind of coma-like deep sleep trance. I shook up the whole family. It went through the family like wildfire. My sister called and says, I hear the story of your demise is greatly overestimated or something like that from some kind of movie quote. So, yeah, I'm at the age now where they have to come and check on me to see me. If I don't answer the phone, they come to see if I'm alive. So that was part of it. So we got a big kick out of that. By the way, the barbecue was wonderful.
Well, that's good.
The barbecue was amazing.
Was it even better now that you were alive?
I'm not going to lie. It was pretty good. Because after, it was when people, I got to tell you, I felt pretty good that people were checking on me.
Yeah, that's great.
I did. I had a little, I felt, people care.
Yeah. There are so many people who they fear dying alone. Like that's a huge, huge fear for people. Dying alone, not being found for days.
Yeah. And then they find me. I'm in here swole up like a tick. Dead for a week.
Taking a little nappy poo. Caused a whole bunch of family drama. So I had my barbecue and did my thing. So then one of the things I talked to you about was my daughter had went to the shore and she left me a bunch of her shows to edit. Mm-hmm. So I worked all day Saturday, worked all day Sunday. And when I mean I worked from morning until like midnight, both days. I go to bed and we record She Podcasts Monday morning. I wake up about 2:00 in the morning and I'm freezing and I'm shaking, shivering. And I'm like, this can't be good. So I grab the thermometer and my temperature is 101.7. Wow.
And I'm like,
oh no,
I got the Rona. This is it. That's it. I have the Rona. So everybody's like, go to the emergency room, get a test. It's Memorial Day. Monday's Memorial Day.
Yeah. Nothing's
open. So, and I also told you I was having problems with the lymphedema and the leaking and everything. And I remember before I had problems with this and I had a fever when this first started because it's almost like an infection.
Yeah.
So I had some antibiotics and I was trying not to panic because I'm a hypochondriac. And as soon as someone starts telling me about the symptoms of COVID-19, I'm like, is that a cough? Is that a dry cough? Can I breathe?
I'm the same way with certain things. Like if you tell me that there has been a lice infection, my scalp will
it starts itching and burning.
Yeah. Yeah. Like anywhere, like, some kid 2 miles, 20 miles, 8 states away had lice. And all of a sudden I have lice just sitting there itching.
So I wake up, I take the antibiotics, I take some Tylenol, I try to go back to sleep. Now, last time the fever broke like right away. I wake up in the morning, I take my temperature. Now it's 100. It was 101 point. Was it 100.7 or what? It was 101.7. It never got to 102, but it was still like one.
The fever they look for?
I don't know, but it was. Okay. I wasn't trying to break a new record. So I had messaged Sam and I talked to some people that I know, and they're like, well, you should get tested and you're doing the right things and let's see what happens. So we do She Podcast, which was an amazing She Podcast because we talked about the podcast called Call Her Daddy, which is a whole nother drama story in itself that I can't get into. It would take the whole show, multiple shows.
We'll put a link to it in the show notes if you guys want to check it out.
Oh my God, it's still ongoing. It is a Peyton Place General Hospital, All My Children soap opera wrapped up into a podcast. It's an amazing story. I couldn't stop getting into it. But anyhow, so now I'm taking the Tylenol and I'm still the fever. I must have took my temperature 30 times on Monday. And it never went under 100. And I'm like, I haven't had a fever this long and I can't remember how long.
Wow.
And there's no reason for it. Where did I go? Did I get it when I went for coffee? Or how did I, of all the people to get this, how would I, little thing about this. I don't clean my own house. I have a cleaning lady. Mm-hmm. In the COVID-19 era, I don't have anybody come into this house, hence no cleaning lady. With that, after someone came in and saw what the mess this house was, I called the cleaning lady and said, can you come over and clean the house? Which she did Saturday. An amazing job. I felt so good on Saturday. And so I had a nice clean house. Work was getting done. I was still alive. My family cared about me. It was just so then I wake up with a fever. Oh. So I'm like, well, good thing I did this. So when the ambulance comes to take me to the emergency room to put me on a ventilator, this is all what's going through my mind. And
yeah.
Sam's like, don't panic, call the doctor. So I called the doctor, and the doctor never calls me back. I'm like, thank you. And I'm not going to the emergency room for this because it's not that bad. And I think I'm panicking, which I'm not. I'm panicking. So we do the Monday show. I feel, when you have a fever like that, you feel terrible. I couldn't do anything but sleep all day. All day. I slept. I went back to sleep after that. I slept. I got up around 11 o'clock at night because I'd slept all day. And I just wanted to do something that didn't require any thinking or anything. So what I just did was started processing audio. You can do it you do it while you're looking at social media or texting or watching TV or listening to a podcast.
Yeah.
So all the shows that I had that I just figured I would start processing audio. I did that for about an hour and a half, and I decided because the fever just takes it right out of you. It did me anyhow. So I go back to sleep. I wake up about 4:30 in the morning, and it was like someone threw a bucket of water on me. The sheets were soaked. Everything was soaked. So the fever broke. So I get up. I'm like, oh, check the temperature. Oh, 98.6. Okay, here we go. Right. So the fever breaks. I feel better. I strip off the sheets, throw the thing off. I go in. I have to take a shower. I was soaking. It was like I ran a marathon. That's how much I sweat. Yeah, it was crazy. And it's weird you don't wake up through that, which is another thing I didn't really. So I get up, take a shower, feel better, put on a pair of shorts, another T-shirt, throw some sheets on the bed, go back to sleep, wake up. Is it Tuesday morning? Yeah, it's Tuesday morning by that time. And felt better. And then everybody's like, go to the emergency room, go to test. I'm like, I'm fine. What are you worried about? But the thing is, it was just that from the time we signed off, it was just like one crisis after another crisis after another. Now we get to Tuesday, or as we say in New Jersey, Tuesday. I shake my head with Lisa and Sam. Had a special guest they've been trying to get for 3 years. It's a singer from Canada named Jane Arden.
I know. I saw that and I was like, I've heard of this. She's not just a Canadian singer. I've heard of her.
I've never heard of her. So anyhow, we have to do the episode Tuesday night. We have to record their part, Lisa and Sam's part, so we can record the interview on Wednesday. So we're ready to go to do this. We're 2 hours apart, and we can't start until 10:30 my time, or almost 11 o'clock my time, because of the way Lisa's schedule is with her husband. He works nights, and it's a whole thing. So we start at 11 o'clock. I realize that as I get older, I hit a wall at a certain time. Mm-hmm. And that time is midnight. I am like Cinderella. Cinder Domingo. And I just, you know what it is? I had all those shows to edit. I was just catching up on editing because I took Monday off. So now we're recording the two of them, and my leg, I never changed the bandage, and my leg was too tight, and they're yammering on. So I figured, I look at what their topics are. I said, I got another probably 20 minutes. I can quickly go, turn the speakers on, listen to them from the other room, and change this bandage and get ready to go. Mm. But what I told them was that, you really want to do like a 40-minute episode because you're going to have a 20-minute interview. You don't want this thing to be a 2-hour interview because, I mean, if you see a 2-hour podcast, does that make you like, maybe not want to listen to it right away?
Depends on what it is. I'm saying,
but
with entertainment ones, no, like I can't do a long entertainment podcast to listen to for fun anymore. It sucks. It sucks. I miss it.
So I always say like stretching it to like an hour and a half, maybe, that people hang in there. But like as soon as I see 2 hour, I'm like, I don't know if I got time for that. Even if it's a show that I would really want to listen to. So that's my personal preference. And I said, so right before I wanted to do this, I wanted to see if they were going to wrap it up. So I wrote I put you can put little banners on the bottom here. I went, you guys are 40 minutes in. That's all I wrote, 40 minutes in. And I do that with a lot of clients. I say, I put on when they're recording, I type in the chat, 15 minutes in, 30 minutes in, 45. So
because you're a producer. That's what a producer does.
Right. But I've never done it with them before because it never really mattered. They kept rolling on like what they normally did, so I didn't think they cared. So I get up, turn the speakers on, I go out, I wrap my legs, and just as I get ready to start putting everything back together again or getting everything wrapped up again, I hear Lisa go, hold on, I got a break. John put that thing 40 minutes, and now I'm confused, and it's startled me. I'm like, so I'm just sitting there. I'm like, keep going, just keep going. And then they start talking. Where's John? John. I'm like, oh, it's like now I'm aggravated. Like I'm rambling in here, legs unwrapped, all this stuff. They go back into it again. I turned into a person that I don't even recognize. And I would tell you that I wasn't that person, except the recording was going. I was horrible. I was nasty, dismissive. I don't even recognize. It was it embarrassed me to the point where I couldn't even listen to it. When I heard it, I was like, "Oh my God, why would I?" Ugh. And I don't even remember being that way. So I get done the interview, and as soon as I go to bed, I fall asleep. Next day, wake up, everything's fine. I go to do the interview or to edit the interview, and I hear myself, and I immediately call Samantha and apologize for being that way. I was like, I didn't even recognize that guy. And I also text Lisa to apologize. But I just, when you burn the candle at both ends like that, and maybe it's because of I think everybody, because of what's going on as far as everything in the news, everything with COVID-19, being shut in, not knowing what's going to happen, everybody's really tense right now. I guess in a way it's just bubbling to the surface. Mm-hmm. I mean, I didn't even recognize that person. So we did the interview yesterday. The interview went well with Jan Arden. That'll come out today for their Patreons and tomorrow for the rest of the people. So really excited for them because that's something they've been working on for 3 years. That was pretty cool to be able to interview somebody that they are big fans of. So one of the things is if you're persistent and you believe, then good things can happen. So that was, out of everything that's going on, I keep trying to edit our show. I keep trying to get to our show, and I'm editing, and it makes me stop and all. This last episode that we did, I didn't think I was ever going to get the end of it. I'm like, how long is this? Is this a 2-hour episode? And it wasn't. So finally, you'll see the files in our Dropbox file. But I finally finished it last night at 1:00 in the morning.
Oh, okay. Oh, goodness. Well, when our release schedule is about a week and a half from when we record. So I like to release them on Mondays if I can. And I believe I just released episode 97 this Monday. And right now we're recording episode 99. So that gives you a little...
You didn't get 98 yet.
Yeah. And exactly. No. No, then I released 96 because I have one more to do show notes on. So yeah, we're about 2 weeks behind, which is fine because that actually gives us some wiggle room. Yeah. So guys, thank you for your patience. We're going to try to get regular. We really appreciate your patience and also the little nudges in the Facebook group. It's never annoying to us. It's actually a nice, gentle reminder that, you care. Yeah. Yeah. Again, like John being in bed, not answering the door. You're
checking on us to see if we're still alive. You're
exactly.
grabbing us by the ankle and giving us a little shake to see if we're still there.
Yeah. Thank you for caring. We love that.
And you know what? It's like when he grabbed me and I was up and I wasn't sure if I was dreaming. You know how when you come out of that super, super deep sleep and I'm just staring, he's like, are you all right? And I'm like, yeah, what day is it? What's going on? He says, it's Thursday night. And I'm like, Thursday night? He goes, your barbecue's out on the back deck. I'm like, oh, yeah. To me, I guess it's just the time of being of a certain age where every once in a while they put a mirror under your face to see if you're still steaming up.
Oh.
Yeah, so that was quite the week.
That is the week. So how'd eating and dieting and movement and health go this week through all that? I'm still
hanging in there with the yoga.
Oh, cool. What are you doing DDP yoga?
I'm doing JAB Yoga.
Oh.
Or JJ.
John Aloysius Bukenas Yoga.
Yes. In other words, I'm doing some poses that I look at them, I'm like, yeah, I think I can do that. And then, because I'm trying to strengthen the core, I'm really trying to work on my core.
Yeah.
And I'm only doing as much as I can do, and I push myself a little bit further each time. I mean, it's been a week, so I do feel sore, so I know it's kind of working, and I see progress where I'm holding poses longer, and I get getting into them better. In other words, I'm, instead of being down like a quarter of the way down, now maybe I'm, a quarter more down.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's one thing I really like with yoga is I saw the progression quicker than I thought I would, because you kind of push yourself a little further.
Yeah. So, I'll try holding it all though. And here's the other thing. I didn't knock any pictures off the wall this week.
That's good.
I haven't crashed into the wall this week. Now what I do is I have two chairs where I put, two chairs back to back next to me so that I can grab one or the other. So, I feel like I'm in a yoga playpen. It's crazy. I only do about 10 minutes. And when I'm done, I'm out of breath. I'm sweaty and, my heart's pumping and I feel good.
Good.
I don't think I could do any, I stop at 10 because I don't think I can, because everything's I get to the point where everything's shaking. Mm-hmm. Like all my muscles are just shaking and they shake for a while afterwards, which means that I'm putting them through their paces. I feel that in a month or so that, maybe I can move into something more of like I call it a routine. What do they call it in yoga? Is there something?
I call it a routine.
Okay. So a routine.
Like I do yoga, but I'm not a yoga instructor and I can't really pronounce many of the things.
I don't know if I'm using the right terms. Like I said, I'm in the anchor portion of my
the anchor.
Yeah, of my.
If John can relate it to podcasting, he will.
I was in a Facebook podcasters group and they go, why is everybody so down on Anchor? And I said, well, I mean, if you want to put all your stuff on there and maybe they'll go away sometime because you're not paying for it, go ahead. I said, I think Anchor's great. I call it the minor league of podcasting. And boy, do people get mad at that. Good little jab. But anyhow, hey, listen, if I'm not poking somebody with a stick, I'm not doing my job. I'm not doing my job.
They'll check on you if you don't poke them with a stick, John.
Right. And then the other thing as far as the eating, everything's on plan. I did really well this week as far as staying in plan. And
what does on plan mean? What are you doing for on plan at this point?
I'm, doing I guess I'm 618 is intermittent fasting. Mm-hmm. And I'm staying away from white carbs. In other words, bread, pasta. I'm eating more meat, vegetables, chicken, beef.
Nice.
Stuff. Yeah. So it's been a good, clean eating week. There was a couple Taco Bell runs in there. But
Taco Bell, I gotta say, we're actually on kind of a Mexican kick cooking and eating out wise because I really like getting my vegetables in Mexican food more than I think any other really takeout place. Like it's really hard to enjoy a salad from McDonald's or Wendy's, but their power bowls, you get a lot of vegetables and protein and it's pretty good. I feel good when I eat Taco Bell. I don't feel like it just sits there like a brick in my stomach.
That's what I usually get is I either get the power bowl or I get the power burrito, which is the burrito not in a bowl with just a tortilla. And they have this thing now, which I got the other day, which was they have it in my area. I don't know if it's all around. It's called a burrito combo. And I think they give you like 6 burritos or something like that. And that lasted that was 3 meals. I was eating.
Nice.
It was 3. I brought them home, heated them up. It was no big deal. So, I mean, if there's any off-plan eating, that's it. And I figure it's probably a little bit better than normal.
I will say, if you like Taco Bell, and this is something that I switched over to when we weren't getting drive-through like at all, the Amy's frozen burritos are actually really good. Like you heat them up in the microwave. I wasn't too sure about them, but they have a lot of varieties. They even have a gluten-free one, John. Yeah. So if you're going to get back into keto at some point, they're legit. I actually really like them. So sometimes when Mark wants Taco Bell, I'm like, oh, you know what? Let's save the $4 or $5 for my meal, and I'll just heat up one of these 60-cent burritos in the microwave, and it's perfectly filling because it has the beans and the rice and the cheese, and in the ones that I get, and then they have ones. There are some vegetables in there.
One thing I did make was it was funny. I had the coleslaw and the potato salad with the brisket and the pulled pork. Mm-hmm. And I made which I call a barbecue burrito, barbecue brisket burrito and a barbecue pulled pork burrito. And basically what it was, okay, so the brisket one was brisket, his barbecue sauce, some coleslaw. And then wrap that up. And that was amazing. And then the other one was the pulled pork and barbecue sauce. And then that one I put potato salad. I should have put coleslaw on that one too.
Yes.
But I tried.
You know what? There was a bar that I used to go to, and they had pulled pork sliders, and it was the first time I had pulled pork sliders with coleslaw on it, and it was like,
yeah, I should have put the coleslaw on a second, but I think I was out of coleslaw, and I said, let me try a little potato salad. It wasn't bad. It was okay, but I think it would have been better with it. And you think about that, especially if you're using a wrap, and there's not that many carbs in it. It's better than a roll. Mm-hmm. So it's as low carb as you can get.
They now have wraps with something like 12 grams of protein in them. Mm-hmm. I saw Aldi had it because we were doing an Instacart run, and I saw they had it, and I was like, I don't really eat wraps as often as I used to, but I really like knowing that these exist. And years ago, when I was doing the diet Trim Healthy Mama, there were oatmeal flour wraps that had some protein in them, and I believe they were gluten-free, and they were really good too. And I don't remember the brand, but there are some good wraps out there if you're looking to get more protein or less gluten. What's interesting is we've talked in past episodes about decision fatigue way before any of this, but decision fatigue is something where when you're making so many minute little decisions over the day, you can exhaust yourself. And one of the things that people are seeing right now, especially after through all this, is they're tired and they don't know why. It's not like they really ran a marathon or did a lot. And my theory is that because of all this conflicting information, we are constantly in a state of decision fatigue because we have to make all these tiny new decisions about this quote unquote barf new normal. And we're exhausted by it. And it's almost just angering and just, come on, give us some instruction. We got nothing here. And it sucks, everyone. It sucks.
Wear a mask, don't wear a mask. Mm-hmm. Okay. I mean, how simple is that? Is it better to wear a mask or is it better not to wear a mask?
Yep.
So I'm okay on that one. To me, it's better to wear a mask. It can hurt to wear a mask.
Also, fun accessory opportunity here, people. We just got New York Rangers masks, and I'm kind of happy about it. I kind of like them.
Oh, wait to hear this, because I was thinking about this last night after we got done the recording of the Hate to Wait, or not the Hate to Wait, to I Shake My Head with Lisa and Sam interview last night, that if you go to threadless.com, and I haven't had a chance to do that yet, they now have masks where we could put Hate to Wait on
T-Public has masks that you can make. I looked on my page and all of a sudden, I could get my logo on a mask.
On a mask, right?
That's the ultimate going to a convention and selling yourself type of thing.
Right? Here's a mask.
I'm impressed with the ingenuity, and honestly, actually, I like the idea of customizing my mask, because I would love it to be I'm smiling under here, or hey, at least I'm not eating.
Yeah, see, again, it's the whole thing of people taking something and accessorizing it right away, or making a negative into a positive. People don't, I'm not wearing a mask and you can't make me. And I'm like,
oh my God, there's another way for me to broadcast what I'm thinking without saying it out loud and being oh, you can't read my lips, but I'm sticking my tongue out at you or something.
I just love it. Like when people say they're going to go into the store and you're not going to make me wear a mask. You know, you're not. You're not coming in the store. Our store policy is if you come in, you wear a mask. And then the one store said, if you wear a mask, you're not allowed in the store. I said, fair enough. Won't come into your store. There you go. Real easy. Pick your side. And then we'll make a decision, people. It's very easy. Very democratic. I think you're right. I think everybody is trying to figure out what to do. And they're looking up information. And they think they've got it. They think they know what to do. And then they see the article with the complete opposite set of facts and conclusions.
By the way, scrolling social media doesn't make it any better.
No, it makes it worse.
Yeah. I can't go on Twitter. I'm seriously that gif on Twitter of the baby who runs out and like gets all surprised and runs back. That's me on Twitter every single day. I check it to make sure that like I'm not hacked, and then I leave. I cannot.
The thing that cracks me up over there is they're just a lot of times they're just to argue. They're just to argue. They want to find something to be outraged over. They want to find something to be upset over. They need a place to go and find injustice and speak out behind their phone while they're drinking their coffee. The way they did it back in the 60s.
John, that's why you're starting another podcast. You can't judge them.
No, I know. I'm not saying, hey, I'm in there with them.
I know. I'm like, you're in the bullpen there.
Yeah, sure I am. I'm in there. The president the other day was upset because they put a fact check thing under his under one of his things. And I said, is that the one they're going to fact check? The one about the guy with the intern that had an aneurysm or something and died? That they're not giving that one a fact check. This is the one they're working with. I swear to God, to me, everything's stupid.
It is.
Everything is just stupid.
Yep.
What? Taylor Swift fans are trying to cancel Burger King. I got to get on this after the show. I don't even know what that's about.
Would we really be missing that much with Burger King gong? I mean, honestly, they're good. That's the thing. They're good. Oh, actually, no. Their Impossible Burger's fantastic.
Right?
Yeah.
Why would Taylor Swift want to cancel Burger King? What could Burger King have done? I need answers.
Yeah, that's one thing with fast food lately. I was talking about getting into more vegetables. And when Burger King came out with their Impossible Whopper, I believe it's called, and it's made 100% with vegetables, I was like, okay, let's try it. Because I don't need a burger, but I definitely am never getting enough vegetables. So I decided if we do go and get takeout and burgers and stuff, I'm going to start getting veggie burgers. And their Impossible Whopper is pretty good. We have a place by us. It's really Connecticut based, but it's fast food. There are a few locations. It's called Duchess, and they have 100% veggie burger. That's phenomenal. Oh, it's so good. It actually really does taste meaty.
My veggies taste meaty.
I know. I like my veggies to taste meaty. And there was something about a few months ago when the Impossible Burger came out at Burger King. I believe people were upset because it was still being cooked in the oil and on the pans with the actual meat. And
they have a conveyor belt that they put the hamburger patties on.
Uh-huh.
So what they do is they put the Impossible Burgers or the veggie burgers on the same grill or the same conveyor rack as the beef ones. So, my veggie burgers was touching a meat rack. Oh, no, the horror of it all. There might have been some meat grease on the Impossible Burger.
Yeah.
The horror.
Well, people are very attached to their values. I get it.
It's a fast food place. It's not like it's a vegan restaurant. Listen, take the win. I mean, listen, if you're that crazy about your veggie, they were going to sue Burger King.
Yeah. Is this related to the Taylor Swift thing? Is this the same thing?
This is the first time I'm hearing this.
We don't know.
I don't know who is.
That's Adam.
Adam said that, huh?
Mm-hmm. See, this is why I have Facebook open.
I'm glad. See, this is why one of us has to do it. Absolutely. All right. So we're talking about all the nonsense. What about your week? I mean, is there anything that I know you're maintaining and.
Oh, Burger King made a funny joke about Swift.
Oh, get a sense of humor about yourself. It's probably not Taylor Swift. It's probably the Swifties.
No. Burger King. I need to know what y'all's favorite Taylor Swift song is. Oh, no. A tweet that read, at Burger King, I need to know what's y'all's favorite Taylor Swift song. And Burger King's response is the one about her ex. That's funny. They're all about her ex.
Right. Okay. All right. So it's the one about
Let's cancel Burger King because all of Taylor Swift's songs are about her ex. I can't Twitter. I can't. Hashtag, I can't Twitter.
Hashtag, I can't with you. I can't with you. What happened to funny? We can't be funny anymore? Listen, stop crossing your arms and wrinkling your nose and laugh. That's not even that's...
Taylor Swift fans have a lot to be upset about. Taylor keeps getting her heart broken and then releasing amazingly hit records.
Yeah. You know what? They have, all those ex-boyfriends have made her a
it interesting. They call it slut shaming. I don't think of that as slutty.
That's not slutty.
They're the ones who are assigning that as slutty. I'm uncomfortable now. I'm done with current events. I don't like current events. I don't want a current events podcast, John. Stop trying to get me to do a current events podcast.
I just went with I had no idea why she was upset.
I know. I know, but I realized I'm like, we're getting into territory that I don't like being in.
It's not Taylor Swift. It's her Swifties. They're upset.
Burger King still makes a delicious Impossible Burger, y'all.
And here's the other thing. I'm going to tell you right now that 90% of the Swifties will still be eating their French fries because their French fries are pretty good too. And where are you going to get an onion ring?
I know.
Enough said.
You know what? And for a small period of time, and I'm surprised it wasn't longer, Burger King had hot dogs by us. Which makes perfect sense. Like, you're fast food. Why don't more fast food places have hot dogs?
That is a good... You know what? You're right. Why wouldn't they have hot dogs?
Right.
And I think they had them here too. Well, yeah, I mean, hot dogs would be easy. How nice would it be to pull up and say, I want a burger dog with ketchup and mustard and relish or whatever.
That's the place by us, the place I was talking about, Duchess. They have amazing hot dogs. That's one of the reasons why we love it so much and why we're not really worried about it going away or getting impacted, because it's the only place where everybody can get a drive-thru hot dog and veal parm somehow. I don't know.
Sonic has a hot dog, but
that's true.
Sonic's hot dogs are gross.
I don't like their bread. Sonic's bread is not real bread in any way. Like, it's very yoga matty. I don't know. I don't like it very much.
There's a place down here in Delaware. It's called the Dog House, and they have the most amazing hot dogs. And they're a foot long, and they have a great foot long roll, and it's just amazing.
I'm having hot dogs for lunch now, John.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, let's get into some good stuff. Why don't we do some Winning Wednesdays?
All right.
Winning Wednesday, Winning Wednesday, Winning Wednesday, Winning Wednesday, Winning Wednesday.
Ingrid is down 2.6 pounds.
Woohoo! We have Claire, who says, strap in here, newbie with a lot to celebrate. Since May 9th, I'm down 5.4 kilograms. That's 11 pounds. Thank you for giving us the conversion. Thank you for giving us terrible Americans the conversion. We always need that. She says, I'm a smidge away from a new middle number. I've done 8 days, 16-8. She's talking about intermittent fasting in a row. No binges, more consistent exercise / movement. Almost caught up with the back catalog of Hate to Wait podcasts. And I finally have a group of people who understand when I say food talks to me. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I have to battle with myself to not eat the catering size Nutella jar in one sitting.
Wow.
We get it. Yep. Fantastic.
Yes. Mary Jo says, down 3, started to figure out balancing work and working out.
Oh. Maggie says, down 5 pounds in my first week, back at it after 6 months of gaining weight. I got exercise in daily and tracked all my food in MyFitnessPal. Starting again was the hardest part, but now feeling the momentum. Woohoo!
I got to get back to the MyFitnessPal.
Yeah.
I've fallen off the MyFitnessPal tracking. I do. It does help. It works.
Did it help you plan as well? For me, it helped me plan when I was using it.
Like everything, I'm reactionary.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I want to eat. What are we going to do? No, there's no planning. I can't. God, I plan everything. Can I just have food that I don't have to? Is everything a plan?
Yeah.
For the love
yeah,
of
it's pretty much
home?
all. And what's funny is it's so true. If you fail to plan,
Plan to fail.
Mm-hmm. It's so true every single time. And you know what was funny was I was planning out my day today, and I even put on there, I'm like, I have to plan this project. I'm doing live stream for The Cure on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 4-day long live stream to raise money for the Cancer Research Institute. And I have to plan my session. Like I had to put that on the calendar or else it's not going to get done. If I don't put it on there, it won't get done. I'll show up Saturday and be like, oh, I'm here for an hour. Ta-da!
Monica says, just finished the 4th week of Bar Blend. On to week 5.
Teresa, the scale is up, angry emoji, but clothes still fit the same. So that's good.
And another thing, if you follow Teresa on social media, and if you don't, I can't believe.
Oh, please. She's just, so much fun to follow because she's an artist. She does great daily drawings every day.
And here's something that Teresa doesn't even know, that we actually have a mind melt that she doesn't even know about. Because I was just about ready. Right now, she has a Bob Ross chia head.
Uh-huh.
And she's making movie scenes. And I was just about ready, like, can you please do Jack Nicholson in The Shining, where the head comes through, here's Johnny. Yeah. And I just was getting ready to type that in, and the next day it was there. So I was thinking it probably why she was doing it. So that was pretty amazing. She did also the one in Pulp Fiction where John Travolta's got to stab, what's her name?
Uma Thurman?
Uma Thurman in the chest when she overdoses.
Oh,
it's such a great scene. So she's doing this, dressing up for it. It's amazing. She does very creative.
Yeah,
such an artist.
It really, really is.
Yes. Big fan.
Yeah, she also says, also using the new Facebook care emoji, ironically, is now one of my favorite things.
Is that one with her hugging the heart?
Yeah.
That's the care one?
Yeah.
Okay. Brenda says, did yoga today.
Woo!
All right, everyone. So that means that it's now time to do the weigh-in.
Ladies and gentlemen, now is the time for the moment you have all been waiting for. It's time for the weigh-in.
So I am up a pound this week, and I'm maintaining, so I'm perfectly fine with that small fluctuation. I'm not thinking too much about it because I was down a lot last week. So it's not like I'm creeping up. I'm not worried about anything. So I'm happy with my little pound of, maintaining.
You know what I say?
Hello world, hear the song that we're singing. Come on, get happy.
Yeah.
It was a holiday weekend.
Yeah.
I'm sure there was pizza made.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a big deal. You know what I'm doing? I'm giving you the do.
Do. Yeah.
Okay. I am down 3 pounds.
Woohoo.
Yep.
Nice.
I'll take that. I think there was a pound of sickness in there.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe the fever sweat some of that stuff out too.
Mm-hmm. My legs feel a lot better, so it could be, losing some fluid. And, I didn't binge or there wasn't anything. Like I said, I feel like I'm in a groove.
Awesome.
I think maybe the yoga helped a little bit. I don't know. Listen, I'm not trying to make excuses or whatever. I think that, it's just, if I could lose 3 pounds a week, every week, I would be ecstatic. That's 12 pounds a month. That's, I don't even know how much, what's it a year?
Probably about 150, it sounds like.
156 pounds a year.
Mm-hmm.
So, little goals each time make, big changes.
Hey, we're even getting better at podcast math.
Look at us.
We've come a long way, John. Episode 99. We might be able to do math on the air finally.
Yeah, next week will be the big 100.
Yeah. I have nothing planned. I have
Why would we?
no. You know what? And the thing is, stressing out about it will just add more stress to my plate, and then I won't want to do it. And it'll be like my 30th birthday where everyone's like, have a party. And I'm like, no, I just want to go to Vermont, leave everybody alone.
The only thing I was thinking about doing is going back and grabbing the audio from the very first one and having us just do the intro from the very first podcast.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just see what we sounded like the very first time.
I haven't listened to the first episode in a while. That would be interesting to listen to the first
let's
episode
do that.
again.
All
Okay.
right, so next week what we'll do is when we come on, it'll be the very first episode. And we'll let it maybe run for a minute or two. I'll figure out where it goes, and then we'll come in afterwards and we'll discuss that.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
All right.
I like that idea. Great. We did plan. Look at us. We're planning.
We
We're
plan on the
planning.
fly.
Oh.
I was going to talk to you about it later, but since it came up, we'll do
No,
that.
I like involving our audience too, because we have the chat going. We can get some live feedback. What do you guys in the chat think about it? We have Adam, Stephanie, Jennifer, Lisa. I saw Sam in here before.
Sam, my Sam?
Stephanie. Yeah, you're Sam. Michelle, Claire.
Ooh.
Yeah, you guys, let us know what you think. We love having the chat room, by the way. We don't talk about it enough on the show. I feel like we talk about it once on a show, but I always want to be like, the chat room is just one of my favorite things while we're recording live. It really peps me up and puts me in a good mood.
Yes.
You guys are funny.
That's one of the reasons we started to go in the Facebook group and Facebook Live was to involve the people in the show if they could. And the other thing is, too, that during the week, people watch the live feed because there's all our mistakes, all the stuff that, there's like a little pre-show usually before we get going. And
Sometimes quite a long after show. I think last week we had a long after show.
Yes, we did. So it's a lot longer than this show here. And, we make mistakes and make fun of ourselves and stuff like that. So, and that doesn't usually get into the podcast. And the only bad thing about this is you get to hear my stuttering, stammering, and long pauses in this show. And I apologize for that. But whatever. All right. So next week, episode 100. Emily, you keep doing what you keep being you. Girlfriend.
You keep being you too, John.
All right. And Saturday, give me the times again for the
12 p.m. I will be on live stream for The Cure, and hopefully I can figure out a way to get my audio working and get that song in the background so I can do a live musical performance. You guys don't know this side of me. You don't know Theater Emily. No one knows Theater Emily yet.
I know. Okay, so quick question. Do you don't know if you have the music?
Right. Because I can't separate my vocals from the file I have.
Oh.
Yeah. I have a finished file for that episode of the story behind the musical, but I don't have just the music that I got and mixed specifically for that time and slowed it down to a certain beat so that I could actually sing it. And I'm actually working myself up to the regular speed of the song too, because it's a very fast sung song. Yeah.
It was one of my favorite episodes of the story behind.
I miss having that much time and mental capacity to plan an episode like that.
Those little rugrats, they'll do it to you every time.
I know, they steal your brain.
They steal your time. But, okay. So, next week, next week we're doing episode 100. So, and we're doing that. And if you're listening to this and you want to join us on the Facebook group, we'd love to have you. It's hatetowait.com/Facebook. See, in the beginning, we talked about this. And
I know, I screwed you up. I got in your head.
No, my head's like a blank slate at times. So you go to hatetowait.com/Facebook, and that'll take you over where you can join the group. And we'd love to have you. It's a lot of fun in here, and we kid around with each other. It's there for support if you're having problems. It's the toughest part is when you're having problems that come in. You can always, everybody wants to tell you about, we're through the problems. The time you really need to do it is when you're in it. And then, but then you feel like you're weak. And that's the thing about it is no judgment in our group. And that's what I love about it.
And also something that was a big lesson for me in mindset is, we talk about affirmations and stuff. One of my affirmations is I am not a burden, because that's something that when you're crying for help, that's something that I worry a lot about, is being a burden on somebody else. Maybe they don't have the capacity for it, but anybody in the group, when you post, like, you are not a burden. This is what the group is for. We're here for unconditional support.
Great. So we'll do that.
Apparently, unless you're a vegan, because John is very angry at you. I'm sorry. I don't share those.
Vegan? Why am I angry with the vegans?
And Burger King.
No, I'm not angry with the vegans.
All right, let's end the show.
I'm just saying that sometimes...
We're going to have to fade out the conversation and bring up the music when you're editing, because we cannot end the show today.
All right. All right, everybody. We'll talk to you next week.
We love vegans. Bye. Later, waiters.